The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning. Welcome to the next webinar in eRA's ongoing series of webinars. Today, we will talk about using performance analysis tools in eDATA for multi-laboratory networks. This talk is targeted to QA managers for laboratory networks. My name is Jason Furness. I'm the Customer Service Manager here at eRA. I will be the moderator for this webinar. Presenting today will be Chris Crone, Product Manager with eRA. Chris has over 15 years of analytical chemistry experience. We will be recording this webinar, and you will be able to access it through our website, eraqc.com. If you have questions, please ask using the chat box, and we will answer via the chat box or after the presentation. If you have questions afterwards, we can both be reached at info@eraqc.com. With that, I will hand it over to Chris.
Thank you, Jason. My name is Chris Crone. As Jason mentioned, I'm the product manager here at eRA. I do have about 15 years of analytical chemistry experience spanning several different industries, including environmental, oil and gas, drinking water, and pharmaceutical. I am a newcomer to eRA, so please forgive me in advance. I am likely to misspeak about some of the features of our website, but fortunately I have my colleague Jason here I can lean on when I get something wrong. So let me first say thank you for attending our webinar today. Many of the features we will showcase today have been a direct result of customer feedback. So please, if you have suggestions about how we might improve our website, we would love to hear from you. We always love to hear from our customers, especially when they point out things that we need to improve on. The demonstration I will show you today is actually from a separate website that we maintain solely for the purpose of performing demonstrations. We maintain this site so we do not risk compromising our customers' confidential information by potentially showing it to others. As a result, some features of our demo website are not fully populated with rich data sets that allow me to completely showcase the benefits our site has to offer. For that, I apologize. If you are familiar with eRA's eDATA website, you will recognize what I'm referring to, and if you're not, I encourage you to spend some time becoming more familiar with it. I think you will find our data analysis tools helpful in identifying improvements your company can make to help you and your customers be more confident in your lab's results. The purpose of today's webinar is to demonstrate how to use advanced reporting tools such as Health of Your Lab, Performance Report, and Exception Reports to identify opportunities for improvement, use the PT Review to identify accreditation risks across your entire lab network, and use the Risk Report to identify any potential problems before failures occur. Who should be attending this webinar? We're targeting corporate QA managers for network laboratories. And if you are a corporate QA manager for a multi-lab organization, great, we're reaching the right audience. If you are not, you are certainly welcome to stay, but you may find this talk kind of boring. So I wanted to begin by showing you this attestation statement that you see as soon as you log into our website. This essentially requires you to click accept, and it's basically saying that you've not received any data or samples from any unauthorized sources. So I will click accept, and then we start off, and this is our PT dashboard. So you're automatically directed to the eDATA home screen here where the PT dashboard is located, and there are three features that I wanted to point out here. We have this top banner, and then we have this PT summary, PT review summary, and then this scrolling banner here. So let me explain in a little bit more detail what these features are. In this top banner here, if I had additional data populated in this screen, you would see multiple laboratories, and you would see all of the studies in which all of your network laboratories are currently enrolled. You can see that whether the labs have started in the data entry process, and if you hover over this little bar, it will show you where they are in this process. So for this example laboratory, we've entered all of the preliminary information, mailing addresses and such. We've selected agencies and third parties, but have not yet entered and submitted data. So that's where this laboratory example is in the process. Okay. The PT review banner will highlight facilities that might need some attention. If you click this banner, it will take you to the PT review screen. So this box just shows you a summary of the PT review report, and this report allows you to quickly and easily identify analytes that you may need to be concerned about for accreditation purposes. Okay, and then the scrolling banner. This scrolling banner currently has content that we expect will probably be changing in the next few months, but right now it is a scrolling carousel that offers you links to what open quick responses your labs currently have, the risk report, the PT review, and the health of your lab. We also call health of your lab HOYL, H-O-Y-L. Okay. So I'd like to begin by just showing you the health of your lab report. So from this screen, this gives you access to your PT performance history. You can look at a high-level overview and performance relative to your peers, all the way down to performance statistics for individual analytes. This tool allows you to view 3 levels. You have studies, standards, and analytes. This will show you all of the facilities within your network. In this example set, I only have the one laboratory included in this example data. We can click on that laboratory, and it will show me all of the studies that I have data submitted for from this laboratory. So you can see at a glance that my laboratory's pass rate for this study was 100%, and all of the participants in this study, 93% of the participants passed. Okay. This report also will have links to, you can see all of your evaluations. And you can view some other useful information from this. You can click on anything that's indicated as a problem to drill down further to find out what was going on with that study. Okay. Also wanted to show you the ZScore feature. So from the ZScore screen, you can select the laboratory, you can filter on which dates you're interested in seeing, filter on which study scheme you're interested in. So we'll select WP, and I'll select a standard. And this will show me my ZScore history for this evaluation, or this series of evaluations. Okay, so just a little bit of background on what a Z-score is for those of you who are not familiar with it. The Z-score communicates roughly how many standard deviations you are from the mean. So in a perfect world, a perfect Z-score would be a value of 0.00. The way to interpret this data in general, if you are greater than 3 standard deviations from the mean, that indicates you may have a problem with the analyte, with the method, possibly with the analyst. You have to investigate to find out what the root cause of the problem is. If you are between 2 and 3 standard deviations, so you'd kind of fall into this almost red zone, that would indicate that you may need some attention. You're reporting values that are kind of far from the mean, but if your Z-score falls between 2 and -2, that indicates that your lab is reporting results that are similar to the results that other participants in the study have reported. Okay. Just like to show you the performance report. So with the performance report, you can begin by selecting a study. So we'll look at 2016 results. We'll select WP, and in this case, WP 252. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm getting a message that that's already been added. We'll select a different study here. Okay, and select the laboratory. Okay, so you can see all of the results that I have for this study. You can filter by date. You can filter by the evaluation criteria. In this case, I have the TNI 2009 standard selected. You can select the 2003 standard. Okay. Also wanted to show you a subset of this performance report that you may find particularly useful, and that is the exception report. The exception report is more or less the same kind of information. However, what it will show you is all of the failed results, all of the things that are, that were not acceptable. So sorry, let me select a good study here that's got good example data. Okay, so so looking at the exception report here, you can see that the results that it's showing me, these are limited to the results that were not acceptable. Okay. The PT review screen is the next report that I wanted to highlight. In this PT review screen, you can review per analyte and method for any or for all of your facilities. You can select between the last 3 most recent or the 5 most recent studies that your labs have participated in. You can again filter by the evaluation criteria, whether it's TNI 2003 or 2009. And failures are indicated in red. So let me select laboratory result here, and you can see I've got not acceptable results highlighted here, and this is of course showing me the last 5 studies that we have data for the selected laboratory. See if I can find a better example here of some additional exception data. Okay, and in this example, you can see we have had 2 results in a row, 2 consecutive results that were not acceptable, and therefore the entire row here is highlighted as red, drawing your attention to something that you really need to focus on. Okay. The risk report is another valuable reporting tool. Now, this is really to highlight not where failures have occurred, but where you are at risk for potential failures. So you can view any matrix over a certain time period. You can view this for any specific facility or for across all facilities. And this is this will give you a cohesive table showing your Z-score based trends, and this is used to identify any potential problems that you may have and identify them proactively. So in this case, we'll select our laboratory. Okay, let me select a different matrix here. All right, Jason, what am I doing wrong?
Let's see, can you click on laboratory and bring it down some?
Okay. I see. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay, so what we're seeing in this table, and we have kind of a legend up here at the top of the report that indicates which criteria have been flagged as data looking like it's a potential risk. So this I'll just read down the list of criteria here. This L1 of 5 greater than 3 SD. That means that that one or more of the last 5 data points was outside of 3 standard deviations. So we can click on that to see a little bit more what that looks like, and we see our Z-score graph here indicating that yes, we've got multiple multiple reported values that were greater than 3 standard deviations in this case. Okay. This other criteria here, L2 of 3, so 2 of the last 3 points were both outside of 2 standard deviations on the same side of the mean. So let's take a look and see what that, yep, and again, we've got 2 of the last 3 evaluations that were reported greater than 3 standard deviations, and they're all on the same side of the mean, so they're all below the mean. Okay, and this third criteria, L3 greater than 1 SD, so the last 3 data points were outside of 1 standard deviation. So let's see if I can find an example of that to show you here. Okay, so I've got the last 3 evaluations here that were greater than 1 standard deviation. Okay. L5X, so the last 5 data points were all on the same side of the mean. So let me show you an example of what that looks like. So you can see that this data looks pretty good, but there's a little bit of a downward trend here. And so, might want to investigate to find out, are we at risk of, kind of the next evaluation falling between 2 and 3 standard deviations from the mean. So this is just it's a nice tool to give our corporate QA managers, something that they can use to proactively determine where risks might be throughout their network of labs. So that's really it. That's the last of the report features that I wanted to share with you. Jason, have we had any questions come through?
We have not. At this point, I would like to remind people, though, that all of these reports that we have shown you are fully exportable, so you can manipulate them as you need. If you do have any questions about those reports, feel free to ask them now, or you can contact myself or Chris at info@eraqc.com. And it'll go to the customer service group, which I'm sure you're all familiar with working with, and they will make sure that we get the information that you need. We have the line open. Is there anything anyone would like to ask at this time? And we'll leave it open for a few minutes to make sure that we get everyone covered. Please remember that at the top of the screen you have, as always, your links to get these reports under reports. We do have a couple of reports that we have not gone over that have been there for a while, such as the custom export generator and the actual Z-score graph. If you have questions on these, you can ask now, or we can go and address them later. I would also like to remind people that when we're looking at these, you can select more than one laboratory at once due to the fact that this is a demo site and we have a limited data set. We only have one laboratory in there right now, but when you work through your networks, you will see a number of different laboratories. You can get the results for all of those laboratories to compare and contrast as needed.
Okay, we're going to give just a couple minutes for any questions to come in. That's it for the content that we have for this presentation, unless there are any questions that come up. So we'll hang on the line for a few minutes, waiting for any questions that may come up, but just wanted to thank you for your time, and the link for the recording of this webinar will be posted on our website in just a few days. So if you have any questions or you wanted to review the content that was covered in this, you'll be able to view that on our website in just a couple days. Okay, and we'll give one more minute for any questions coming in. Okay, and I think that's about it. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. So thank you very much for attending today, and as Jason mentioned, please contact us if you have any questions. We always love hearing from our customers. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time and attention.